Hey, this is Chuck from Monocoque Metalworks. It's kind of a dreary Wednesday afternoon in October. I wanted to talk to you today about drip channels and drip trays and seal channels. E-types have a lot of weather stripping channels and then little drip valleys and trays and things to kind of control the water coming in the doors and the deck lid or the rear hatch on a coupe. Of course, none of it actually works. They get clogged, and then these pieces typically rust out badly. So most people don't understand that we can make all of this for you. Sometimes it comes on a panel, sometimes it doesn't. Let's take a little look at what we're looking at there. This is your typical E-type door. This comes off a Series 1 coupe. It's probably about a 65, I think. And if you come over here, you'll see in this upper section, this is the piece that we call the drip tray. And so water comes down. There's actually a channel on the car, like right here. Water can get into this little seam because it sits in the car like this. It goes into the drip tray, and then it goes in this little hole, theoretically, and there is a rubber tube on that hole that ends up down here. I don't know if you can see, that's the end of the rubber tube. Well, yeah, maybe. And so all it does is shoot water down into the bottom of the door, and you've got this double seam here. You can see it's all rusty, just like most E-types, because this is metal on metal right here. But the idea is that it goes down to the bottom of the door and then drains out these two drip channels here. Now, in the earliest cars, these were spot riveted here and spot welded on the ends. Later cars, they were just riveted here. I guess they were starting to get a little lazier. But we do make those. We sell them in a set of 4, or you can get a single, whatever you need. They go on there like that. And like I said, early cars are spot welded here. Later cars aren't. And then your rubber seal down here has a little indent in it to fit that. And this is what gets the water from up there to the outside of the car. So we do make these. They come in a set of 4. Now, typically, the drip tray is all rusty, and you might see it's rusty underneath. Sometimes it's really bulging here. There are 3 different styles of this. This is like the mid-range style. All right? Now, if you look over here, the earliest 61 and 62 3.8s have this very simple style here. This is a later, like Series 1 from like 63 to maybe 67, you can see they put this little dog leg in there to try to get a little more of the dripping coming in around the windshield post. Well, I guess that wasn't really working, because then in about 67, for the late Series 1s and all the Series 2s, they put more of a swoop in there to try to catch more of it. Like I said, none of it works because the little hole gets clogged up. It all ends up in the bottom of the door anyway. So if you drive an E-type a lot, I used to drive one every day when I was a kid, there's always water coming in over the inner sill up there in front of the seat on a real rainy day. All right, so that talks about that. Now, there's also weather strip channeling that goes around the door. This is a bulkhead side panel. This is the panel that goes between the bonnet and the door. I highly suggest you buy these here because we have the contours of the front and the back, which aren't the same, perfect. And if you buy it somewhere else, because of the way it's made, I'm not going to get into that, it has a tendency to dip in the center. Ours are nice and flat. But anyway, this early style has this little edge right on it. It's all part of it. You can see our weld where we're putting this thing together. And then the rubber seal goes in there. This goes right in front of the door like that. We talked about them getting lazy with the other drip. Actually, it kind of goes down here more. We talked about them getting lazy with the other drip channels. Later on, they stopped having that as all one piece. I guess it was a little easier to make by having this as a separate riveted on piece. So the later ones, of course I didn't have another left hand, this is a right hand, they look like this in the car, and then this piece here is riveted on. So you can get either of these styles from us, or if you've lost these, they get all bent up when you drill out the rivets, we have these. This is the A-post strip channel or weather stripping channel, whatever. In the back, where the wing, the very front section of the rear wing, we can show that. I know Brent's trying to figure out where I'm going next. This is an aftermarket rear wing. The overall shape is kind of okay. The location of all the flanges is an absolute train wreck. You can see I've had to redo this flange. I had to take this whole drip channel out and redo this contour and put that back in. I had to redo that. I had to redo this. And now I'm going to have to take this off. This is that seal channel behind the door, and put a new one on because the curvature of this is incorrect. You probably can't tell there, but it is. And then this depth is way too deep here. So I'll take this off and put a new one on. But we also have these. This is the B-post Weatherstrip seal. And to give you another idea of where it goes, when it has weather stripping in it, it would kind of be right there when the door shuts. So now we started to mention some of the drip channel around the boot lid. Follow me and I'll show you what else we can do in the rear of the car. This is a 61 bonnet I'm working on. It's driving me crazy. Over here, this is a 61 coupe. This is the original door from this car. I'm just about done fitting it. If you look in here, this is the area we're talking about. You might notice this is all new metal right here. This was a train wreck, and I had to cut all this out and make all this up new. There's a new early style drip tray right there. And then we actually, on this car, this is the original scuttle top. We had to cut this out and make a new piece in there. So if you need that little channel, we can make you a piece. We can make you a straight piece, or we can make it bend around. You know, whatever you need. So there's that. And then this little guy here is a very popular piece. This is a repair piece for the drip channel on the rear of a coupe. So you can see this is all one formed piece. This rusts out. You would cut this out down in here and piece this in. See, it just kind of fits on the top there now, but trust me, it fits. We can make this is the typical part that you need, but we can make it all the way around. It's very common for it to get rusted out over here under the hinges a lot of times, and there's some very funny shapes in there. We have made it all the way around. We can make you just this section. We made a guy a section about this big for this section about a month ago. So whatever you need there. This is that 65 coupe that we were lowering down into the frame table the other day. You can see we have all the rear and front towers in. We've changed the shims around. She is bolted down. And so all we've got to do now is hook everything together, and then we can pull it out of here and finish it up in the rotisserie. So that's it. Whatever you need. Oh, by the way, see how the drip channel, I meant to say this. See how this car, it's going to need a patch here. It's going to need some repairs over here. You know, whatever you need, look at us as kind of like your own personal metal shop that's off-site. We can make patches, we can make whole panels, we can give you tons of free advice. Give us a call. Thanks for watching.